Assalamualaikum
Assalamualaikum
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, Miss Winda, and good evening, my friends. Welcome to today's group presentation. My name is Karima, and I will be your moderator for this session. We have an exciting presentation prepared for you. So let's get started. Firstly, I would like to introduce our group member. We are a team of group 4, and this is our team. Karima, Mary, Destiana, Rika Ardia Yunita, Yulia Cahyaningsih, Anissa Amelia Dewi, Dedrawati Mana, and Vincent Laurentius. Before we begin, let me briefly outline the agenda for today's presentation. We will start the content review journal. Providing an overview of the topic is Topic 1, Basic Information. Topic 2, Abstract. Topic 3, Introduction or Background. Topic 4, Literature Review. Topic 5, Methodology. Topic 6, Result. Topic 7, Discussion. And then last but not least, Topic 8, Concluding Remarks. The first presentation will start with basic information and an abstract that will be presented by me. Hello everyone, I'm Karima. I will be presenting the topic of basic information and abstract. Here is the explanation. In basic information, the article The Fall of Public Relation Officer and the Rise of Influencer in the Indonesian Government was written by Fadilah D. and Wibowo AA. University of Ahmad Dahlan, Yogyakarta. It is a study in the area of communication. Detail of volume number, date, month, and page number is Volume 15, Number 1, April 2022, Prophetic Communication Journal, 19 until 33. And statement of the problem or issue discussion is how the public relation officer of the government of the Republic of Indonesia lost its main function, being heavily replaced by influencer promoting omnibus law in social media. And then, what is the author purpose, approach method, and major findings? The author purpose is the purpose of this study will be to answer the problems that have been stated previously. Approach method is descriptive, qualitative. Major finding is the main result is the use of influencer being able to muting a large number of counter-government views. And then next slide is abstract. Is the title of the article appropriate and clear? Yes, the title of the article, The Fall of Public Relation Officer and the Rise of Influencer in the Indonesian Government, is appropriate and clear, if effectively conveys the main focus of the research. And then, what information is included in the abstract? The abstract include the following information is public relation PR should build good relationship, and 2, decline of PR in the Indonesian government. 3, PR has lost main function. 5, the case study focus on the PR profession. 5, the 6, the importance of influencer having qualification. 7, influencer should be transparent. 7, standard and qualification for influencer. 8, the government preference for using influencer for the Omnibus Law. And then for the next slide is the abstract, specific, representative of the article, and in the correct form. The abstract is specific and representative of the article content because it provides a clear overview of the research topic, the main findings, and the conclusion drawn. It is also presented in the correct form, providing a concise summary of the article. Overall, evaluation about the abstract. The abstract effectively introduces the topic, highlight the main points of the research, and provides a clear conclusion. It gives the reader a good understanding of the subject matter and the focus of the article. However, it would be beneficial to include more specific details about the method and that used in the case study to enhance the abstract comprehensive. So there is less in the abstract. There does not mention the research method, but overall it's okay. Thank you. And the next presentation will be continued by Deidra.
Okay, thank you, Karima. Hello, everyone. At this moment, I will review the introduction section. Okay, in this journal, the introduction discuss about the government role in the progress of a nation and the necessity of effective communication between the government and the citizen. Public relation in the government, referred to as public affairs or public relation officer, play a crucial role in fostering understanding and trust. The Code of Ethics for Public Relations in Indonesia emphasizes the significance of establishing harmonious relationship and upholding the government's dignity. However, the introduction highlights a shift in the role of government public relations in Indonesia, wherein groups and influencers have replaced public relation officer in shaping public opinion, specifically regarding the contentious omnibus law. Okay, from this introduction, there are 5 questions that we have discussed and I will explain. Number 1, is the purpose of the article made clear in the introduction? Yes, the purpose of the article is clear, explained in the introduction. The article discusses about the role of government public relation in Indonesia and how it seems lost its function and been replaced by influencer and public figures in shaping public opinion. The focus is on the controversies surrounding the Omnibus Law and the government's recruitment of influencers to counter negative perception of the law. The article aims to highlight the change in dynamic of government communication and their implication for public understanding and trust. Number 2, what is the main statement of the problem? The main statement of the problem is government public relations in Indonesia have lost their function and have been replaced by public figure and influencer in shaping public opinion, especially in the discussion of the Omnibus Law. The government's recruitment of public figures to counter the negative perception of the law indicates a shift away from the traditional role of government public relation officer in providing education and explanation to the public. This raises concern about transparency, trust, and the effectiveness of government communication strategies. Next. Number 3. What is the background information on the problem? Is it clearly and logically presented? The background information on the problem of government public relation in Indonesia being replaced by social media influencer in discussing the Omnibus Law is clearly and logical presented. This article provides an overview of the role of government public relation in Indonesia and how that role is handled by social media influencer known as buzzer in shaping public opinion regarding the controversial Omnibus Law. The author highlights the criticism and protest surrounding the law and the government's recruitment of public figures to counter the negative perception. Number 4, What is the educational significance of the problem discussed? The educational significance of the problem discussed is to need to understand the evolving role of government public relation in the era of social media and the impact on public perception, trust, and the effectiveness of communication strategies. Next. And the last question, overall of overall evaluation of the introduction section. Sorry, this is not a question. Overall evaluation of the introduction section. The introduction provides a comprehensive overview of the role of government public relation in Indonesia and the current challenges. It highlights the importance of effective communication between the government and the citizen to foster understanding and trust. However, it points out the government public relation in Indonesia is seemingly being replaced by social media influencer known as buzzer in shaping public opinion, particularly regarding the controversial Omnibus Law. The shift raises concern about the diminishing function of government public relation and need revitalization. Okay, thank you. Next, Vincent.
Okay, in this section, I will introduce the literature review for this journal. So, is the information comprehensive? Yes, the information comprehensively covers the role of the pros and influencer in promoting the Omnibus Law in the Indonesian government. It discusses influencer and qualifications, transparent communications, and their potential as respected public communicators. The methodology involves a qualitative descriptive approach and social network analysis using Twitter data. Second, what is the main theory used in the above information? The main theory used in social influence, highlighting how influencer, significant following, and persuasive communication shape public opinion and support for the Omnibus Law. It mentioned the effectiveness of celebrity endorsement in conveying promotional messages. Next. Third, does the information aim to support or refute or extend the current theory? The information supports and extends the theory of social influence in public communications. It recognizes influencers as opinion leaders and emphasizes the government utilization of their reach and persuasive power. Fourth, are all side reference relevant to the problem under investigation? Why and why not? The understanding of influencers, public relations, social media dynamics, and also political communications help support the arguments and ensures that the information is well grounded in existing knowledge and research. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. And the next presentation will be continued by Destiana.
Okay, thank you, Karima. For methodology, number one, what type of research methodology is used? For the research methodology is the paper use qualitative descriptive. Their methodology include data collection, data analysis, data interpretation, and conclusion from the data analysis. Number two, do you think it is appropriate? The research method is appropriate because the qualitative method that adapt the social network analysis that can identify social structure and explain to position of the main stakeholders, or what can be called key actors. Through that method, they are able to explain the phenomena which public officials in the Omnibus Law. It is a proven effective as they are able to see the relation of public official, influencer, and government official. Using Omnibus Law as their phenomenon, they show how the government use of influencer to enhance their influence and to silence the people's opinions. Number three, what is the research design? The design of the method is a social network analysis that illustrates the interaction between actor and other actor is social interaction that is useful for reading the dynamic of interaction between social network users because their relative position with other actor can be recognized in the scale and perspective for later analysis. The next slide for Anissa Amelia Dewi.
Okay, thank you, Desti. All right, I will continue the discussion about the methodology in this research. The first question about describe the step or procedure. Based on the context of the given information, the infrared production steps are as follow. A, collect tweet data using hashtag. The hashtag are used omnibus law on the Twitter social network. B, normalize the data by establishing relationship between tweet actors. This is based on retweet, replies, and mention. 3, process the data to create a social network analysis graph. D, apply the degree centrality. E, extract knowledge to understand why the distribution and the exchange information among actors. A, B, C, D, E, F, ya, yang number 6, apply intermediary centrality. Why must apply intermediary centrality? Because to determine the case actor and boundary limiters within the network led by my actors. Next question about, okay, Karima. Okay, next question about object of the research and tools are used and are they appropriate and validated? Question number 5. The next question about object. Yeah, in this journal, focus on the omnibus law in social media, specifically on Twitter. The data set consists of tweet data containing the hashtag omnibus law. And then tools are used and are they appropriate and validated? Tools in the research, tools used in this study is social media, specifically Twitter, utilizing the hashtag omnibus law. Both object and tools share a similarity, which is that they both use the hashtag omnibus law on the social media accounts. Okay, next slide, Karima. Okay, next slide is the end of question methodology. Right? Okay. In this question, about overall evaluation of the methodology section. Okay, based on the given information, the overall evaluation of the methodology section is as follows. A, the research focus on the analyzing data related to the omnibus law on social media, specifically Twitter, using the hashtag omnibus law. This provides a specific and targeted data set for the study. B, the methodology employs social network analysis or SNA as a tool to understand the interaction, opinion, and information exchange among actors or users on Twitter regarding the omnibus law. SNA is a relevant and suitable approach for studying social media networks. C, the research follows a systematic approach in the data collection, which involves collecting tweet data using relevant hashtag and establishing relationship between tweet actor based on retweet, replies, and mention. This ensures comprehensive coverage of interaction of the topic. D, the data processing involves normalizing the data and construction social media analysis or SNA graph, which allow for visual representation and analysis of the network structure and dynamics. E, the application of centrality measures such as level centrality, degree centrality, and intermediary centrality adds deep to the analysis by identifying key actors and their roles in information dissemination within the network. And the last F, the use on SNA provides insight into the dynamics of social media interactions and information flow on Twitter regarding the Omnibus Law. It allows for understanding and influence of influencer in shaping public opinion. Okay, overall the methodology appears to be well designed and suitable for achieving the research objectivities. It utilizes appropriate tools and technique to analyze social media data and gain insight into the phenomenon under study. Okay, all right. This is the last of the methodology, and the next slide, it will be explained by my friend Rika.
Thank you, Anissa.
Sebelumnya mohon maaf dipotong, Anissa boleh tolong di-admit teman-teman yang mau masuk. Terima kasih. Silakan Rika.
Sama-sama, sebentar ya.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miss Winda. Amoy, can next slide? Thank you.
Yes.
I am Rika. Here I want to explain about result. In this result, we have some points which I want to explain. Number one is what are the main result or findings? The main result or finding is use of influencer are being able to mute a large number of counter-government views. But however, the use of influencer only makes the image of government worse because they only usually promote commercial product, not in the shape of public opinion, so that the influencer is irrelevant to the topic being discussed. Next slide is the point of are the hypotheses tested or are they supported or rejected? In this point, I think to see the maximum effort made by influencer in introducing of Omnibus Law and providing counter opinion. On Twitter, in every tweet that rejected the Omnibus Law program, this tested by SNA, or we can call it social network analysis, with testing data test in the form of hashtag Omnibus Law. And finally, the result of this testing is proof that influence of influencer in driving opinion are succeed. And finally, the test result is proof that influence of influencer are succeed in driving public opinions that reject the Omnibus Law before. Next slide. Next point is, are the results clearly presented? As we can see in this table in figure 6 and figure 4, this table is tell us about increase testing by SNA, social network analysis, and this is denomination support in trending topic on Twitter of the Omnibus Law. Next slide. The next slide is question about, are the table and figure well organized and easy to understand? As we can see in this table, I think this so clear and well organized and easy to understand. For the example, in this figure 1, it tells us the mention of Omnibus Law on Twitter that reach so many mentions in 4th of October, as well as another online news like Instagram or YouTube, but also not as much as Twitter. Next slide. The next point is, are the data in each table and figure described in the text? As we can see in this table is figure 6, and this explanation of the figure is also explained in the text as figure 5 here, which present the changes in hashtag in hashtag dominance related to omnibus law. And one of most popular hashtag by influencer to control public opinion is hashtag omnibus law basmi korupsi, as we can see in the blue color table. Next slide. The last point is overall evaluation about result section. The conclusion in this section of result, I think, is in building public opinion, government have to have the confidence in their agency public relation team to spread information to the public. Why? Because if government agency wants to have a reasonable opinion in society about a problem, then they have to make a political product which sufficiently mature, and also they have to involving the society or community. And also the government and politician who use the influencer as the supporting the ratification of omnibus law, I think they do not realize that what they need is only a public relation officer, because I think public relation officer have a function to serve the interest public relations and maintain good communications, and also activity are focused on moral and good behavior. That's enough from me, and the next slide will be present by Mary. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Hello, everyone. I'm Mary. This time from discussion. Number one question is result discussed in terms of the original hypothesis to which it relates? The hypothesis was to see the maximum effort made by influencer in introducing the omnibus law and providing counter opinion on every tweet. They reject the omnibus law without a clearly stated hypothesis. It's not possible to evaluate the discussion of its result in relation to the original hypothesis. It is worth noting that the phases that present argument and observation that support the idea that influencers are being used the place of publication of recent government communication effort. It also suggests that influencers have the potential sway public opinion and gain support the government initiative. The next slide. Number two question is it research discussed in terms of the agreement or disagreement with the proposed research? Main focus main focus of the research on describing is the shift in the role of public relation officer in the government of the public of Indonesia and the increasing use of the influencer in public communication activity. The pieces provide insight into the characteristic and influence of influencer, the phenomena of buzzer, and the potential implication of this development. To evaluate the agreement on discernment with purposive research, it would be necessary to review the specific research study mentioned in the pages of the conduct broader literature review on the topic. Number three question is what is our limitation of the present research? The limited of the present research is time frame because the research may have a specific time frame, focusing on the period from the end of 2019 to May 2020. This timeframe may can capture the full extent of the phenomena being studied or account for potential change or development that occur before or after the specific period. Future development and shift in the file may require further research and update to the finding important to consider this limitation with interpreting and applying the finding of any research study. Next slide. Number 4 question is, are theoretical and practical implication of the finding discussed? On the research, discussed are some potential theoretical and practical implication based on the passage. Theoretical implication. Number 1 is shaping communication landscape. The rise of influencer and the use of social media platform for public communication activities indicate the significant shift in the communication landscape. The raises question about the evolving nature of public relation, the role of traditional communication channel, and the influence of digital platform on public opinion. Number 2 is influence and persuasion. The context of influencer raises question about the power in influence and persuasion in shaping public opinion and behavior. Understanding the mechanism through which influence can affect individuals' person and action contribute to authority and persuasion and social influence. Number 3 is communication ethic. The passage highlight the ethical consideration associated with influencer campaign. Practical implication. Number 1 is strategic communication planning. Government, organization, and other can consider the use influencer as part of their strategic communication planning. They need to evaluate the potential benefit and drawbacks influencer. Number 2 is regulation and guidance. The finding guidance the need for clear regulation and guidance in influencer activity, especially in the context government. And the next, number 3 is a stakeholder engagement. Organization can explore how to effectively engage with influencer and network tourists and engage effective stakeholder growth. Number 4 is training and professional development. Considering the role, influencer organization can invest in training programs and professional development opportunity for influencer. This can help in change their competitive in public communication and ethical and understanding of relevant politic and regulation. The last of practical implication is evaluation and measurement. It is critical for organization to development a pragmatic and evaluation framework to measure the effective for influencer campaign. This theoretical and practical implication, the determine the potential impact and considered associated with the shift to influencer-based communication in the context of government organization and public relation. Further research and exploring in this area can provide following insight for both a theory and practice. The last question, number 5, is what are the recommendations for future research? Based on the information provided in the research here are some potential recommendations for future research. Number 1 is comparative analysis. Conduct a comparative study between government organizations that heavily rely on influencer and thus the priority the role of public relation officer. This research could explore the effective and outcome of its approach, considering factors as stakeholder relation, program success, and public presentation.
The number two recommendation is impact of influencer on public opinion. Examine the impact of influencer on shaping public opinion, practical in political context. The research analyzes how influencer influence public statement, voting behavior, and presentation of government performance, and assess the potential risks and benefit associated with the use. The recommendation offer potential discretion for future research and future understand the dynamic and implication of the shift through influence-based public communication, and to develop guidelines and best practical of its effective and ethical implication. Thank you for this question. And next slide is Yulia.
Thank you, Mary.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Next, I will explain the last part, the conclusion. Okay, from the people, we can conclude the importance of having underneath the flowers public relation officer, especially in the government office. Using the omnibus law as the content, the paper reflects the problematic side of influenza. The government used influencer as a way to further its influence and at the same time as a way to silence the community. That's why the government utilizes influencer for their own benefit. It should be noted that in a democratic state, the people's voice most is important. Hence, they need to be included in policy making. However, in the omnibus law case, people's voice are suppressed through buzzer and influencers that the government requires. Through this case, the importance of public relations official is seen. They are the bridge for communication between the government and the community, making sure there is two-way communication between the two. Besides that, the people also suggest that influencers can help with communication. Give some ways to do so and give solutions to the problem, such as training the influencer, making the recruitment process transparent, and making more. Okay, next I will return to MC Karima.
Yes. Thanks to the team for the next presentation, and thanks to Ms. Winda and who have listened to our presentation. And Ms. Winda, if there are critiques and suggestions, please let us know. And thank you. Okay. Before we question time, maybe Miss Winda, if there critique or suggestion for, oke, kita lanjut ya teman-teman untuk question time. Now that we have presented, we would like to invite you to participate in a question and answer session. Please give emoticon if you have any question or comments. We value your input and look forward to engaging in fruitful discussion with you. Any question?
Yes, I have okay. I have questions about before I give the questions. I want to appreciate for the team for the presentations that very well you did guys well, and I give you applause for the lecture. Okay, so for the questions, so in this article on the as the presentations, the author states that the problem is how the public relations officer of the government lost its main functions, being heavily replaced by influencers. So, in your opinion, guys, for now, is the problem still relevant to these political campaign sessions? That's that's for me. Are you here, Terry?
Oh, sorry for maksudnya ini ya, apa
Yes.
namanya, dari yang apa
Dari
introduction.
yang tadi statement yang disampaikan oleh statement dalam abstrak yang disampaikan oleh penulisnya itu, kan dia mengatakan bahwa PR itu PR-nya government itu kehilangan fungsinya gitu, digantikan dengan influencer gitu. Nah, bagaimana pandangan teman-teman? Apakah hal tersebut masih relevan dengan hal yang sedang, kan lagi musim kampanye gitu ya? Apakah itu masih relevan dengan sekarang gitu, yang PR government di-replace dengan influencer-influencer seperti itu pertanyaannya?
Teman-teman ada yang mau jawab dari kelompok 4?
Maybe for the question we will take it first and we will answer after that. Can? We will keep it. I mean, kita rampung dulu pertanyaan-pertanyaan dari yang lain, mungkin masih ada, dan nanti akan bahas terakhir.
Untuk untuk for first question dari Rizka Fortunata ya. Next question.
Okay, I would like to ask. I'm Evie from 200 41626. According to you, correct me if I'm wrong, that omnibus law, according to you, that is not good at all because of the function of the PR of our government. So is it so the government have to change all the omnibus law, as we know that the purpose of our government to make the omnibus law is to make the regulation with a simple way, effective way, and efficiently. What do you think about that? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Evi. Next question. Okay, friends. Any question? Okay, if there is no exciting question, will be answer. Maybe kita akan jawab 2 pertanyaan. Okay. Wulan Ramadhani, raise hand. Okay, silahkan.
Okay, I want to ask something about the influencer joining the campaign about Omnibus Law. So, do you guys think it is good things or bad things that some influencer, like right now, participate in campaigning for the Omnibus Law? That's it.
Okay, thank you. Maybe untuk yang bertanya bisa ditulis lagi pertanyaannya di kolom komentar ya guys. And then, thank you. Tadi yang bertanya itu ada Rizka, kemudian Kak Evi, dan terakhir Kak Wulan ya. Okay, maybe I will answer a question Rizka Fortunata. Oke, baik. Tadi ini ya, kayak dari statement di part abstrak ya. Ini bukan sih. So in your opinion,
In basic,
in basic information.
that the author state that the problem was dalam itu dalam basic information itu basic information.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I will answer, Rizka. According to me, public relation does not lose its function. Maybe by inviting influencer, their political campaigns will become more well known, gitu. Terus it's just now like Partai PAN has a song. So in my opinion, that one way for the PR team to attract the attention of young millennials and Gen Z, maybe. For answer, that's clear, Rizka?
Oh, okay. So it's like for additions in to make the for more famous, yeah, right?
Yeah.
To more famous and for known for the younger people, the younger generations. Okay. That's good answer. Thank you, Arima.
Yeah, thank you, Rizka, for your question. And next, question dari Kak Evi ya tadi ya. Oke, Kak Evi, boleh diulang pertanyaan atau boleh ditulis kembali?
Okay, according to this article, does it mean that Omnibus Law has to be rejected by all the people of Indonesia because of our government's PR officer doesn't use the social media to socialize the Omnibus Law? Is it true?
Oke, thank you Kak Evi. Maybe dari teman-teman Group 4 ada yang bisa menjawab?
Maybe I try. Does you mean the Omnibus Law must be rejected because the government doesn't use social media to influence their rules? Is it true?
How do you know that our government PR officer doesn't use the social media? As we know, ComInfo has the certain division to use the social media to socialize the law.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make sure what you are asking is correct.
Yeah. How do
Is
you
it true?
know how do you know that the PR government has failed to use the social media to socialize the Omnibus Law?
Okay. If it's your answer, I mean, the government doesn't fail because we don't have parameter to to see what the result of the government being socialized the rules of the omnibus law in what we convey to this in this journal is the helps of social influencer is significantly help the government, because many social influencer have their uniqueness in our perspective as a as a as a people of as a people who every day watch their content, right? Social influencer have many contents that attract our focus. So I think what the needs of social influencer use their social media is more powerful than government. It doesn't mean that the government doesn't have power to convey what the rules of omnibus law, but using social influencer, the track the more people will attract with the omnibus law. Is it answer your question?
So how do you can get the conclusion that omnibus law has been rejected because of the fail of the social media?
I think the fail of social media is not the main reason of omnibus law get rejected, but the main idea of omnibus law, it doesn't run in what Indonesian people think, and because of the rules of omnibus law itself that make the omnibus law get many rejected, and not the social media. Is it answer your question?
But you mentioned that the influencer has won the battle.
Sorry?
So that's why, in my opinion, that I assume that the influencer has won the battle. That the omnibus law has been rejected nowadays.
Can you repeat what you mean by omnibus by social influencer winning with social media?
Correct me if I'm wrong. That you said that the influencer has won the battle. So that's why many people rejected the omnibus law.
In what chapter? Sorry. Because we write this journal by section.
Oh, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Sorry, Miss KFV. I just want to adding some answer that I think we clearly mentioned that the influencer not like winning the battle, but the influencer help government to spreading the news about omnibus law, and they dissemination information in like social media in Twitter that makes the trending topic in Twitter once the omnibus law is come to us in social media. Is that and can answer your question?
Okay, let me think about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Evi. And next question, tadi dari Kak Rahma ya?
Kak Ulan.
Kak Ulan ya? Kak Ulan boleh Oke. Ada di sini pertanyaan. Oke, pertanyaan dari Kak Wulan Ramadini. It's it a good things or bad things that some influencer participant in campaign for the Omnibus Law? Maybe dari teman-teman kelompok 4, boleh silakan kalau ada yang ingin menjawab terlebih dahulu.
Okay, I will answer this question, but if there anyone wants to in my kelompok wants to answer and adding some information, are welcome. In my opinion, for this question, like is it a good things or bad things that some influencer participate in campaigning omnibus law? I think there's some point of like negative and positive. The positive is we can see the other perception in government in government when they want to tell us about like good things. Good things in omnibus law is like simplification of business licensing or investment requirement and convenience and protections in UMKM. I think that some positive points that government give to us, but also there some like issues which make the omnibus law is the best is bad, like we can see in the social media like Instagram or TikTok, there's so many people doing demonstration in DPR like rejected the omnibus law is because I think the people is didn't know like fully content in the omnibus law. Therefore, there are good and things in this campaigning by helping the influencers to spread the news to us public. Kaulan, if that answer your question.
Okay, thank you for the answer. I think it's enough.
Okay, thank you, Rika Adeyunita. And then maybe any question? Any question again? Any question, guys? We wait 5 minutes for the next question, yeah.
Or Karima,
Yes.
maybe does anyone have any comments or criticism about our presentation?
Oh yeah.
Maybe,
Okay.
please.
Please.
Does anyone have
Yeah.
any comments or criticism?
Critique or suggestion for group 4? We'll wait 5 minutes for the next question, for the next critique or suggestion.
maybe about our article or our presentation.
Yeah, presentation, PPT, and anything about this session. Okay, guys. Any critic or suggestion? Okay, we wait 5 minutes for the critic and suggestion, yeah, guys. Yuk guys, silahkan dikritik dan saran yang membangun sangat penting buat kami kelompok 4 dan juga teman-teman yang akan presentasi selanjutnya. Oke, informasi dari Bu Winda, jika tidak ada presentasinya bisa ditutup dulu dan stop record. Oke, sebelum di stop record, aku akan tutup presentasinya dulu ya guys. On behalf of our group, I would like to express our great gratitude for your time and attention. We would also like to thank our Miss Winda, friends, and Group 4. If you have any further question or would like additional information, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you once again and have a wonderful evening, guys. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Ya, terima kasih ya. Thank you.